Henry here, and welcome to the Singing Solutions Learn How to Sing program. I want to begin by congratulating you for following through on your decision to pursue your singing dreams by investing in this amazing program. This program is going to change the things you believe possible for yourself. It's going to add value to you and your life beyond anything you could imagine, and it's going to change the way that you sing, but not without your active participation. Much of my philosophy on learning how to sing well is spelled out during this program. So rather than go through that spiel, I'd like to give you some very important tips on how you can maximize the results you achieve by using this program the way it's designed to be used. Okay, work through the DVD in its entirety first. Basically, the program is laid out in a format that progressively takes you from the very beginning of building a solid vocal technique right through to delivering a solid performance. So it's important to work through the DVD program from start to finish first. This might take a while depending on how often and how effectively you practice. However, I can't emphasize strongly enough the importance of working through each lesson in sequence. Each lesson introduces a new technique that builds upon the previous. So if you skip ahead, you will miss vital information and training that will otherwise ensure your success as a singer. It's also very important that you work through each lesson on the DVD from start to finish, rather than skipping, straight through to the exercises. The reason for this is because during the lesson, I'll be explaining and demonstrating each technique to you prior to the actual singing of the exercises. So again, if you skip the introductions and instructions for the lessons and exercises, you'll miss important details on how to implement and execute each technique properly, and as a result, your vocal development and progress will be hindered. Okay, using the audio exercises. As you work through the lessons, you'll notice that the monitor will display a message at the beginning of every lesson, telling you whether or not that particular lesson has accompanying audio exercises for you to use to support and enhance your vocal development. At first, it's a good idea to use these audio exercises in conjunction with the DVD lessons and with my guidance. For example, let's say we're going through an exercise together on the DVD. You can sing it through with me whilst watching me demonstrate, and then you can open up the relative audio version of the exercise and try it out on your own. When you're ready to practice without my guidance, you can use the audio exercises to practice the techniques on your own during your structured practice session. All audio files can be found in the audios folder for both high and low voice. Okay, practice. In order to become physically fit, you need to exercise regularly, right? And the same goes with your singing. The two most common reasons that singers make little or no progress are: 1, they don't practice regularly, and number 2, they don't practice efficiently. Those who don't practice regularly don't form habitual, healthy vocal techniques. Therefore, progress is usually very slow and the voice remains unfit. After all, the only things that you do, only the things that you do repetitively become habits. If you want to strengthen and tone your vocal muscles and develop a solid technique that makes it easy for you to sing anything that you want, you're going to need to exercise your voice regularly and practice your technique repetitively so that it becomes a habit for you to sing with the kind of power and control that's developed through regular technical practice. And then there are those who do practice regularly, yet because of the inefficient structure of their practice session, they experience very little progress. I really want to make sure that you understand that it's not enough to sing a song through a few times and expect that somehow your technique is going to improve all by itself. Okay, there's a very big difference between singing a song and practicing your technique while you're singing a song. This is one of the biggest mistakes that singers make when they're learning how to sing. After a while of trying to learn how to sing using the just sing through the song a few times method, they don't see the results and they give up. So please, don't become a statistic by using this method. It absolutely doesn't work. To help you conduct your practice sessions in the most efficient way, I've included a recommended practice session layout document in the documents folder of this program. Or if you're using the hard copy version of the program, you'll find the document on the data disk. It's a very simple yet powerful tool that will enable you to structure your practice sessions in such a way that great results will be inevitable. So please print that off before you begin using the program and post it up on the wall in whichever you do your practice in. Initially, you may want to make some adjustments to the time frames stated on the practice session layout document to accommodate your current level of stamina and vocal fitness. In the beginning, especially if you're currently experiencing vocal strain or fatigue when you sing, or if you haven't sung for anything more than a few minutes to half an hour at a time prior to working with this program, I recommend that you start with shorter practice sessions of no more than 35 to 45 minutes max that include a vocal warm-up, some work on your technique, implementing that technique into a song, and then finishing with a vocal cool down. Very important. Ideally, the more consistently you practice, the more progress you'll make. So I highly recommend daily practice sessions that follow the guidelines laid out in the recommended practice session layout document. Okay, record yourself. In the beginning, it can be very difficult to place yourself in your audience's shoes and know what they're seeing and hearing when you sing. So it's a great idea to record yourself for those purposes. However, the greatest benefit you'll receive through recording your practice sessions is that you can watch that video back and analyze what you're hearing and seeing and come up with strategic plans of action that can help you improve on those areas. For example, let's say you're singing through a song and from what you can tell, you're doing fine. However, when you watch the video recording of your practice session, you notice that your pitch is off, or your breath is lacking in depth or control, or your projection and clarity of tone decreases when you sing the high notes, or whatever. The fact is, when you're actually singing, you can lose focus at times on certain areas of your technique because you're placing your attention on other areas of your singing. Having a recording of your practice session is like having someone there to give you feedback about a performance. So after watching your recording and hearing and seeing what's really going on from an audience perspective, you're better able to plan your next practice session around the development of those techniques that were lacking in control. At the very least, you'll become more and more aware during your practice sessions of what your most common or prominent tendencies are with regard to your vocal technique, and therefore your focus on them will increase, which will lead to your conscious development of them. It'll also strengthen your skills as a performer. Okay? Often we tend to move our bodies in certain ways and think, oh man, I'm like so cool right now. But when we see ourselves on some sneaky vid that our BFF has uploaded to Facebook, we realize that in fact we would never want anybody to see us doing that special move, you know. It sounds funny now, but not so much when you've just tried to give a serious or professional performance to an audience. And take it from me, you really want to know whether that special move you do works or whether it needs to go. I've included a self-analysis chart in the documents folder as well, or if you're using the hard copy version, you'll find that folder on the data disk, which allows you to analyze and rate your progress as you're going through each lesson to see which areas of your technique and performance need the most attention. So make sure you have that document at the ready as you're analysing the recording of your practice sessions. Okay, singing is obviously as deep a passion for you as it is for me. It's a way for us to express ourselves in a manner that no other form of verbal communication does. Music provides the platform, I suppose, for us to speak our minds and hearts through the art of singing, and it's what connects us to ourselves and the people around us. Getting compliments about your vocal ability is great, and it gives us a wonderful feeling, but at the end of the day, it's the happiness and joy that being able to sing well gives us that truly defines our success as a singer. And so it's important to always make your singing happy singing. This is Ray Henry, and I wish you all the very best of everything and trust that you will enjoy the program.